Hello, it's Dave Dunn here at FastCredit Pro, and in this video we're going to be looking at this Google Apps script that I've created for using with the FastCredit Pro API. So what I'm going to do is just show you me sharing it with you and just copy that link, right? So this is the link that you should have. So basically, if you have pasted that in your browser like this, you should be presented with this sheet. Now, this sheet also needs to go and enable the extensions on the app script. So if we go to the app script here, you're going to see this script essentially. And in the script itself, there's a config file. So you're going to need to replace this domain and replace this username and password. In fact, I may remove those when you get your copy of this, so that basically if the fields are empty like this and like this, you're just going to need to put something in between those quotes, right? And if you look at the other video for the API, you'll know how to create this username and password. Okay, and then this domain is like the domain for your website, because the script itself has the API endpoints apart from the domain here. So you can see here, those domains will be added to this API here, right? So if we quickly look through this script, so you can kind of get a feel for how the API works. And you can see here, this is the payload. So in this instance, this is not part of FastCredit Pro. This is WordPress itself, right? So in this section, we're actually just getting the users. So we're basically getting all the users on the WordPress site. And this is going to populate the columns in the sheet. You see the user ID, email, name, with those details. So we've got user ID, email, name, right? And then we've got this other value here, current credits, which is basically pulled from here. So from here, we're sending that payload with the user ID, and it's going to get their user credit balance. Yeah. And then I'll show you that happening, right? So if we are now going to the script, into the sheet, and test this script out, if we come up here, we've got a menu for FastCredit Pro. If that doesn't appear, coming back into your script and just run that section. Now it may ask you for authorization if you haven't yet run this script, so we're going to review permissions. And this is your account, so hopefully you've copied this script to your account. If you haven't, just make sure you're on here, make a copy, right? And save it in your account as something that you can recognize, because you won't be able to edit the one that I've shared with you. So if we go here, and we should have that prompt to basically continue with the script. Now it's going to say it hasn't verified this app. Don't worry about that. If you've copied it to your account, you have full control, right? So this account has access. We're going to go to advanced and just continue, because basically this isn't a verified Google script. It's just something I've created quickly. And you've got full control over it. You can see all the code in there if you want to verify it, but basically just go to use it basically. Right? And then allow. Okay, so once you've authorized it, if you open your sheet like this, and basically you should have this appearing in the menu now. And once you have this menu appear, we can use this to get all users and credits. So ensure you've got all your config details added here. This should all be pretty much good to go. You shouldn't really need to touch anything in here. But if I give you a quick demonstration of how this actually works, so basically, if we get all users and credits, it's going to connect to your site and then pull in all the WordPress users, right? Their user IDs, their email, their display names, and their current credit amount. Yeah. So if we go back to the script, and you can see here, that's these columns here. So the user ID, email, name, and the current credits. Now, if we go a bit further down, and we go down to update user credits, because this section here is for getting the user credits ID, right? So we've already got the user credits. Now we go down here to update user credits. you can see the payload here. So we're getting the user ID, and we're going to basically we're basically pushing that user ID with a credit balance. And I'll show you how that works. So if we go to the add credits box and we just put in a figure for adding credits to that user account, and we'll do it to all these users. And then we just come up here and we add user credits, right? And you can see the update status here says confirmation required. That means something's happened, but it hasn't had a full confirmation back from the site to the script. Doesn't mean it hasn't worked, but it's just better than showing an error message. So basically, we need to confirm that this balance has been updated to this balance, and that's quite simple. We're just going to get all users and credits again. Right, and we confirmed it's working because it was 100 and now it's 110. Okay, so we know that's working. We've added those 10 credits to the user balance. It's now 110 credits, right? So if you go back into this script, we look a bit further down, we've got this other function here. And you can see in here, the payload is, again, user ID. And this other one is new total credits, right? So we're basically updating the total user credits as opposed to adding to the user credits. Yeah. So if we go into the sheet again, and we want to update these user credits, say we wanted to reset them back to 100. So we'll just update all those columns, all those fields with the 100 credits, right? And then we'll just go up here and then update the total user credits. And you can see again, confirmation. So we just want to confirm that it's updated them. So we'll get all user credits again. And you can see it's now fetched those balances back from the site. So basically, that's all this section is doing down here. And then this last section in the script is basically to add that menu at the top. So you can see the labels in here correspond with those labels here. So if you wanted to modify the script, feel free, go ahead, you've made a copy of it, do what you need to do with it. But from looking at this script, you can kind of figure out what the API itself is doing as well. Because we've got the payload here, obviously when we're getting user credits, we've just got this user ID. Yeah, user ID, that corresponds to the user ID here. And then this payload here, user ID and credits, is going to be part of the update user credits here. And then this one, credits, new total credits, right? So you can see that the payloads, depending on the URL, the payloads are going to be basically the same, user ID and credits. It's just depending on which payload URL you're hitting. And that's all there is to it at the moment. There's those 3 endpoints. Update total, and obviously get user credits. And then we've added the additional one in this script just so you can use it to fetch all the users on the WordPress site. So any questions, just let me know. This is quite a new area for me, exploring Google app scripts, but I thought it'd be useful for us to kind of go through how the API itself works. And you've got the option here of just updating users from the spreadsheet in Google, and then you can build on the API as needed. So if you're enjoying this video and you're enjoying the content that we're providing here on YouTube and the plugins that we're putting out, just give us a quick like, subscribe and share and all that stuff, because it's going to help us grow this channel. We're at a very early stage at this point, so I'm just making this little call out here. I'm going to stick in all the videos that you're probably going to see just to keep reminding you. And also, if you got a comment, leave a comment, and if you got requests for videos, let us know as well, so that we can kind of just keep on top of stuff and just bring you stuff that you want to know. Anyway, I look forward to connecting. Any questions, let me know, and chat soon.